Hello, Wabowie, Wabavan, Wabota. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is your brother, your son, your king, your God, your father. No Saduk Ezeka, also known as Dr. Oguname. Today I want to speak to you about expansion of your consciousness. Yes, I want to talk to you about expansion of your consciousness. Why is it important to expand our consciousness? Why is this something very special? Something very necessary, especially in these our days. Why is it very important? So today's soul food topic is expansion of consciousness, and why you have to even expand your consciousness. Yeah, like I always say, I don't talk to everybody, and I don't also expect myself to make sense to everybody. So I'm only speaking to the few old souls, the ones that you may not be fully aware, but deep inside of you, you know that there is something bigger than what the world is tagging you to be. You are the one I'm here for. Exactly, that's the truth. You are the one I'm just here for. So, when we talk about expansion of consciousness, what are we really talking about? What does it really mean to expand one's consciousness? What does it really mean? Because if you have been following my soul series, or let's say you have been doing your own spiritual journey or teachings or learning a lot from different masters or different teachers, by now you will understand already that consciousness is that sacred space inside of you where the awareness of your own self come out from. So when we say consciousness, it's like the core of yourself. That's why we use the word conscious being. It means to be fully aware of your own essence. So, why is it important to expand this consciousness? This is a very short soul food. I'm going to be making it quick. I hope so. You can spend more time in laughing and smiling than teaching. But that makes myself feel cool. So, talking about expansion of consciousness, you have to really know it. From the day you were born, from the day you were born, from that 0 age to 3, to 3. Some kids have it in 4, some even in 6 years. Depends on the cycle you were born into. So you have to understand that each family is like a ring. It's like a cycle. So when you incarnate yourself through that cycle, then everything that made up your first identity as your own self is giving birth to through that cycle. That's why as a baby, if you can remember, as a baby, they will tell you, this is your name, this is the name of your father, this is the name of your mother. They will start telling you, this is your neighbor, your uncle, grandpa, opa, they start explaining the reality, the concept of the reality around you. And that process is what we call programming. Because you know why? that baby that was born, that just incarnated, at that 0-3, or let me just say /6 years, depends on the family. Some before 6 years they lost it already, but let's just say /6 years. Let's give hope. That process of you thinking you are teaching that child, that process is programming. You know why? That baby that just reincarnated, from that 0 age to that 6, she is living in a multi-dimensional world where everything is oneness. When I say oneness, it means she is there with you in flesh. At the same time, she is in everywhere, and everywhere is around her. So you can picture her as somebody sitting in the bottom of the middle of the ocean itself. It's where everything is around her. And all these things around her now is the conscious energy that flows around her. So she's so in tune, so in line with everything. You know why? She have not started tagging things. She have not started naming things. She have not started labeling things. She is still just conscious of her own self and be aware that she's here. Oh God. This is why they look up to you anyway. It's hurts me because why? It's good to program a child, it's good to lecture or teach a child, but you that is running the program, when you don't know anything, then you are poisoning the soul of that child. That area is a very bit complicated, but let me go back to what's going on in that process. So from that process now, you start now teaching and programming that child. This is a cup, and this is a coconut. And you start programming the child and showing different objects and different things to the child. Then the child, what starts happening? The brain, everything starts taking notes and labeling and controlling. Before you teach the child this is red or this is white, before you teach the child that color don't exist in the eye of the child. So those programs you program that child is what now give the child a sense of definition of our reality that is around her. This is a table, this is a chair, this is a lamp. Then the child now start labeling and having the sense of reality that is around her. And that reality automatically, now that you are thinking, you are showing her that is around her, is not really a reality. It's an illusion that you have been stuck into. So now you are programming this child to be a victim like you. I don't talk to everybody, so I don't also expect to make sense to everybody. So what does this have to do with expansion of consciousness? A lot. It has a lot to do with expansion of consciousness, because you know why? From that moment that child is being programmed, after 6 years, the program will continue. After 6 years, the program will continue. That's why you see all this. A lot of missionaries from church, they always like to take babies, because they know from that tender age, that is when they can feed and download things into the subconscious mind of the child. That's when they can feed and download things to the conscious mind of the child. So they start extracting babies and feeding them information. Even the school system they gave you is from that 6 years now, from that 5 years now. There's some from 3 years start kindergarten. Kindergarten is a little bit also different from school, because they are just like she's having fun with fellow babies like her. But when the school system now start, that's where the reprogramming start from. So then I start program you. This is this. this is this, this is this. What the teacher is teaching you is all this in a curriculum. She had no choice to teach you what she feel like. She have to get a curriculum which is coming from the school administrator. And the school administrator is also getting it from the community of school administrator. Community of school administrator is connected to Minister of Education. Ministry of Education is that's a long story. Let me bring it back. Because the program here and the system is a very deeper it's a very deeper thing. And it's so deep. Yeah. But what is going on? From that process, they start programming that child start growing. Let's say before you get to the age of 15 years, you know already, let me use Benin as an example. I am a Benin. I am from south of Nigeria. And from south of Nigeria, Nigeria is a country located in west of Africa. West Africa is a part of a big continent known as Africa. Africa is a single continent which is like the conscious self of the whole earth. So Africa is there, Europe is there, other planet is there. Different Asia, everywhere, they are all there. So automatically that child now starts having a picture of the world, how it looks like. Fine, let's rewind it back now. We have stopped there. So now let's go back to the moment where the child know now I am from Benin Kingdom. Okay, it's from Benin Kingdom. If the child is lucky, born into a good family, they will not teach him history of Benin Kingdom. Benin Kingdom is an ancient city. They are more than 5,000 years old. This is what their kings have done. This is how many people have ruled them. This is their color of their way of dressing, the culture. This is how they play special drums. This is their mode of spiritualism. Then they start giving like different orientation and different understanding of the sense of who the child is. Then if the child is being nurtured positively, then the child starts tuning. What is the tuning? Because the child himself or herself come from a soul tribe, come from a soul family, and that soul family exists in the astral plane, in the spirit realm, or however you understand it. And this child have the full understanding, the full awareness who she is, because she is a soul. Even if she's not an old soul, it's not even important, but she is a soul. So because she's a soul, she knows everything. But through that birth canal, through that process, she's coming out from being born. That process now, she lose her memory. But when you are feeding her soul food that relates to what she really is, then her soul and her DNA, everything start getting activated. But when you are feeding her toxic information that is alien to her own nature, what happens to that child? That child starts building a chaos inside that child that looks like a cancer. So that chaos starts building, but where the child is not conscious and the family is not conscious and people around is not conscious, nobody will even know that chaos is building. So the child will just grow like that, which is the result of many things you are seeing today in Africa. Some people are just like animal. They can't just think logic and easy thing. They can't even relax. Everything's like, are we you know? Somehow I don't really want to go there because I know their pain, which they are not aware of. That's a very separate topic if I want to go there. So what am I trying to explain now? You see, from that moment where they tell you are from Benin, you are Yoruba, you are Igbo, you are Hausa, you are Fulani, whatever tribe they told you came from, that moment, what is going on? I need something to really demonstrate this so nice. Yes, let me use this. What is going on at that moment? That moment, automatically, this is an empty can anyway, it's a curry can. So that moment, automatically, a box is being created just like this. And that box that is being created now, every information they are giving the child is downloading. It's saving here. Everything is saving here. Plus the thing that she learned from the street, or he learned from the street, from the neighbor. Everything is being saved here. So it becomes safe, and so full. It becomes safe, and so full. So when it's full to a point where that child now has grown into a man. Let's say now you are 25 years, and you are 30 years, you are 42 years. Although I will do a very special teaching on cycle of life, because life have a cycle. You see, from 0 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 11, 6 to 11, 11 to 11 to 15. That place is very special. There are 15. Yeah, there is a cycle. On a very special day, we do a special topic on the cycle, because each of the cycle, each place it dropped and peak again and drop. Each of that point where it's peaking and dropping, there are significant things that you need to learn. So if you are now maybe 40 years old, and what you are supposed to learn at 16 years, you escape it, and now you're 40 years old, my dear, you will have problem. You will think witches and wizards is a problem. No. You have skipped the process of growth. And there's no shortcut. You will repeat that step, one way or the other. So that's a very separate thing. I want to focus more on expansion of your consciousness. So right now that this box is full, let me fast forward it. Like I said, it's a quick teaching. Now that this box is full, you know that you are from Benin Kingdom or Yoruba. I don't want to sound like I'm emphasizing on Benin, or Yoruba, Fulani, whatever tribe you think you are. So now you know this now already. So it's also very, very important for you to have the full understanding that when this box is so full, it needs to be open. It needs to be open. But from that moment, is this man nice? From that moment it's open. It's an Indian curry. I love this curry so much. From that moment it's open. From that moment, what happened there? From that moment, your consciousness starts expanding. You start seeing yourself beyond just a Benin man, or just Igbo man, or just Fulani man. You stop identifying yourself as a Nigeria, or a Africa, or a Christian, or a Muslim. You stop identifying yourself by those tags and those things. Please note, it doesn't mean that when you expand your consciousness, then you have to demolish culture and tradition. They are not relevant again. No, you still need it, because that's what keeps you grounded. That's what keeps you fit. That's what balance your root chakra. So that's important. But all I'm saying here is open it. I don't say destroy it. Open it. Let your consciousness expand beyond that awareness of identity and all those labels that you are being programmed to see. Let it now manifest itself in its own manner. And then you look like somebody sitting on a top of Mountain Everest and viewing from the top. Because why? You are not limited anymore. You are not under the boundaries anymore. You are not blocked and stuck anymore. So from today, start trying to view yourself from a very different perspective outside Edo, Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, Nigeria, Africa, Switzerland, Swiss, Italian, American. Stop viewing yourself with those tags. Start allowing your consciousness to expand beyond all those identity, so that whenever you are not interrupting with those things, you have a very wide understanding about it. Let's say your tradition, for example. When your consciousness is expand, you will not be a slave of your culture or tradition. Because what you have to know is that many cultures and many tradition was also specially created by some ancestors long time ago to keep in check and balance. It was also their best way of knowledge to keep in check of everybody. So it's very important to know this. I don't say demolish it or don't respect it or don't care about it. No, it's good to carry it along. But what I'm saying to you right now is to have a brighter view of it. No, a call came in and disconnected everything. I always hate to be interrupted, but yeah, it's meant to happen, so it happens. It's okay. But what I'm saying to you today, the soul food I'm digesting for you today, is for you to allow and permit yourself to take a step outside the boundary. Take a step outside boundary don't mean insult your tradition, disrespect your where you come from, and don't care about your culture and all those things. So you just think, my consciousness is expand. No. That's not an expansion. That's a floater. When you are floating, when your soul is not grounded, then you think, no. Those, you are lost soul. Stepping out of the boundary means allow that your own self to grow outside of that box. When you allow yourself to grow outside of that box, then you start having a brighter picture of the whole world itself. I'll make an example of what I'm saying when I say expansion of consciousness. Let me use a Benin person. Just imagine a Benin man come to Europe. A man, big grown-up man, who is so limited inside that his little box. So inside his little box, you think, now I'm Europe. Yeah, here, like I have to be doing my own little. We also call his father. It's good, please don't get me wrong. It's good to take advice and all this thing. He also call his father. Imagine if people in Africa that will not be advising you what to do and what not to do. A lot of people are like that here in Europe. Very, 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 very. Now I'm talking about Africans. So if you're not African, just listen. Very, very low. And here the Abu Wode. First, they don't even know who you are talking about. They don't even have any idea of the reality around you yet. So automatically now you will not lock yourself in that one room. You will not go. All you're thinking now is, I have to buy land in Benin. I have to build house in Benin. I have to buy a car in Benin. I came to Europe 3 years ago. This man just came 1 year ago. Now you have 4 flats already. And me, I don't have a land. You see yourself. Automatically, now you have limit yourself so low. You are comparing yourself now with somebody who just built 4 flats. Can you imagine? You're comparing yourself now with somebody who just built 4 flats. Meanwhile, in the same period of time, there is very little boy who's not even up to 21 years in maybe Seoul or in maybe Japan who just built a multi-dollar company for himself. But you don't see that. You don't even think about that. That's not your business. But now you are just jealous and worry about that man or that woman was so stronger on his one or two ways to make his own little thing he can make. So automatically you are so limited inside a box. So your head and your life becomes so small. If I zone one your head becomes so small. So you start living your life in a very, just like me, I'm very far from those type of humans anyway. You start living your life in a very small box. Start gossiping. Start living a very dirty life. Even when already, but you that is in Europe, you even live now as very weakly, more than somebody even in the village in Africa. Because why? You have refused to allow your own self to grow. You live in a city, you are there since 10 years, you don't even talk to anybody. Even your neighbor don't even know your own name. You believe, can, hello, ciao. That's all you just are. You don't interact with people, you don't integrate, you are not socialized, you are not free, you are not open, you are not exposed to new ideas, you are not free. You're not free. They were away while Gualobono, Bakirana, and what's in Azekine worry? Why? Because why? You and them, they say one box. So they'll feel worry you, they'll feel suck your blood, they'll feel do anything they want as long as you're in one box with them. So, when we talk about expansion of consciousness, one of the benefits is that deep freedom it gives you, because it pulls you out from those tensions. Then you recognize that this is my own self, connected the full earth as self. I am not a Nigerian. I am not an African. I am not just a Benin. I am a cosmological being existing and traveling through time and space and one with the entire universe itself. I am a full manifestation of God, and yet to be aware and represent the energy known as God. So you start seeing yourself in a very different perspective, and that starts creating a new reality for you. So expand your consciousness. Expand your consciousness. Allow it to expand. Your consciousness wants to expand. You just have to relax. Allow it to expand. Allow it to just expand. That's how I can really say it. Like I said, it's a very short soul food, and I will be stopping it here. I thank you so much for listening, and please subscribe to follow our page and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and more and more soul food will be coming. More and more soul food will be coming. I pray for you this hour that any negative energy that is stalking you within that box, that is not allowing you to grow into your own full manifestation, I pray for you today that energy be struck down by the power of Shango. May you fully arise. May you fully arise and feel the taste of how it is to be free from tensions, from label, from tag. I said, this all for today. I send you love. I send you peace. I send you peace. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.